I'm Amy Domwitz. I'm with Intellect Press. I'm the North American representative. Intellect is an independent academic press publishing at the intersection of culture, media, film, and arts, with an emphasis on creative practice.
My name is Lisa Quinn. I'm the acquisitions editor at Wilfrid Laurier University Press in Waterloo, Ontario.
I'm Olivia, CEO and founder of Canopy. We launched Canopy in Australia 5.5 years ago, really to address the gap that I saw that college students were the highest consumers of online video, yet it really wasn't an integrated part in the college curriculum. So really set out to fill that gap.
My name is Felicity Blester. I am the publisher for the Film Culture Media Scholarly Books programme at Mcluhan. Our focus certainly in the scholarly division is very much more on the sort of original research.
As a mid-sized Canadian university press, we publish about 35 to 40 books a year. A good proportion of those are in the areas of film and media studies. Our press has a broad list in the humanities and social sciences, but it is focused in several niche areas, and a lot of those areas are interdisciplinary. So we have a film and media studies series, but also cultural studies, environmental humanities, and Indigenous studies, which intersect with a lot of the concerns of film critics, and we've had a number of our film studies books coming through those series.
Intellect endeavors to support emerging disciplines. So we're looking to have scholars from various backgrounds working on new cutting-edge material. So other publishers do work that's terrific but more established. We're looking to find what's new, and we want to support work that maybe might not fall into an easy category. That's perfect for us. We're looking for inter or multidisciplinary work.
So Canopy has a catalogue of over 30,000 films that we stream to universities and colleges around the world. Our film collection ranges from big studio films down to small independent producers, even a film academic or a nursing academic who may have produced a film for the purposes of her own class. We're now able to distribute to the wider international community. The way that it works is we provide every institution with their own branded website. And it's generally the libraries who will license either a 1 or a 3-year license to any film in the catalogue or a collection of films in the catalogue.
We publish research monographs, edited collections, original reference works like handbooks, and also some upper-level textbooks as well.
The books that I've brought to this conference are a collection on Avatar that's edited by Bron Taylor, a monograph by Adrian Avakiv, called Ecologies of the Moving Image, which is both of those books are in the Environmental Humanities series. So they're looking at the ways in which affect on film impacts individuals' understanding of the environment.
Well, we have a group of monographs, very strong ones, like looking for Marshall Mcluhan in Afghanistan. That's one by a Canadian author who actually is an artist. Visual artist, but she's also a journalist, and so she was embedded with the Marines in Afghanistan, and so she took all these photos with her iPhone, so their Instagram, and incorporated a theory of Marshall Mcluhan and communication, and it's just turned out to be an exceptional book. It's really lovely, but it also really, I think, advances sort of the marrying of the various disciplines.
We've also, in the last 18 months, launched quite an exciting new format which sort of aims to plug the gap between journal articles and monographs called Palgrave Pivots. So we are publishing research at between the lengths of sort of 25 to 50,000 words. And it's really exciting because obviously this is the first time anything's ever been done like this before, and it's very, very speedy production. So our books normally go through in about 6 months, whereas these go through in 12 weeks. But actually, a lot of them are going through in sort of 8 or 9 weeks, which is really exciting. And also it's a digital first product, so we're really focusing on pushing the ebook side of things. There is a print on demand available, but we're really, really pushing that sort of e-product. So it's quite exciting, it's quite a first for us.
Our platform's quite exciting because what we're actually aiming to do is really change the way students are learning through the power of film. We know that the higher education students are watching more online video than any other demographic. And so how can we incorporate film more into the curriculum at university and college level? And the way that we're doing that is creating a lot of apps to really enrich the viewing experience. We encourage students to debate amongst each other with other students from all around the world, whether they're sitting in Qatar, in New Zealand, Australia, or anywhere around the US or Europe. And we also invite filmmakers where possible and where they're willing to actually enter these debates. So it's a very exciting time for students who are now able to not only learn from the people physically around them, but from an entire global classroom of students and even connecting with the filmmaker.
We have a series called Penn Phenomenon, which is a really interesting examination, sort of decoding pop icons. It's everything from Doctor Who and The Big Lebowski, Audrey Hepburn, Star Trek, but it's sort of coming at it from an accessible, scholarly way. So it's scholars, but also bringing in the interaction with the fan community. We also have world film locations, and that's a wonderful companion piece. TV Museum is a really interesting book, and again, it's sort of very intellect in that it's bringing in various disciplines. It brings in curatorial studies, curation, but it's really about art in media culture.
Part of what we've been doing is really sort of ramping up our program. I think it's tripled in size over the last couple of years. And part of the way we've been doing that is publishing some new series. So we have have a series on screenwriting called Palgrave Studies in Screenwriting, and that's just been launched. We've done the first 3 titles in that, and it's really exciting. I think it's the first time that screenwriting as a sort of topic has come to SCMS, which is great. We've also got a new series called Palgrave Gothic, and that's sort of been running for about July last year. We've also got a series called Palgrave Close Readings in Film and Television, which we're about to publish the 3rd title in. And then we've got 4 other series launching a bit later this year in the sort of film and media space. So a series on European film and media studies, Palgrave Studies in audiovisual culture, screening spaces and reframing film festivals. So we're really, really active in this particular area. In terms of, new titles coming out, we've got a 2nd edition of a really popular book that we published back in the year 2000 called British Television Drama, edited by Jonathan Bignell and Stephen Lacey. And this really puts sort of practitioners and scholars in conversation, so it's quite sort of groundbreaking, and they've really sort of done a lot of work to bring that up to date. So that's coming out in May. We've also got a sort of cluster of books on digital. So we've got Advanced Digital Humanities, we've got Sharing Our Lives Online, which is sort of a trade crossover title, and we've also got a sort of upper level text called Digital Media and Society, all coming out in October this year. So it's really nice to sort of have those sorts of variety of books on the programme.
SCMS has been really exciting for me and for Canopy, because it's very rare that we get the opportunity to actually speak to the film academics who are using our films in class, and also talking to the students who are effectively our end user. So it's been really exciting just to talk to the academics to see how they're using their Canopy service. And in some instances, they don't know that their institution has actually signed up to Canopy. So that's been really good to know that we have to do more work to let the film faculties know that the resource is available to all of their staff and students. And they're always excited to hear that we have such a diverse range of a catalogue, including Criterion Collection, the Day for East German Film Library, Kino Lorber Education, amongst hundreds and thousands, or thousands and thousands of other films that we also distribute. Our films can be viewed on any device, anywhere, anytime. So it's really opening up sort of the access and the flexibility of the resource.
I just received a manuscript, actually, that I'm very excited about. And usually I wouldn't talk about something at such an early stage, but I know that this one is going to be a very important book. Bruce Elder, who is a scholar coming out of Ryerson University in Canada, has published numerous books with us. His first of this trilogy, Harmony and Descent, won the Robert Motherwell Prize. And so the manuscript that has arrived on my desk is the 3rd installment, which is looking at Cubism, Futurism, and Technologies of the Spirit. So I'm very excited about that book, but it's going to take a while to get through the process of peer review and development. So keep your eyes peeled for that in a year or 2.